James, bartender over at Battle and Brew, and I like whiskey. There's a lot of different styles of whiskey, and pretty much the style is just more determined what the actual location is. Scotch has to come from Scotland. Japanese has to be from Japan. It's pretty much in the name. There's a couple other little rules in there that change the way what it's classified as. Scotch, for example, actually there's 5 regions that Scotch actually can possibly come from in Scotland. Most people think when they taste Scotch, they're tasting peat, but not all Scotch is peated Scotch. The only really Scotch that's a peated Scotch is usually from the Islay region, and that's because when they're roasting the malt, they do it over peat. So it actually gives it that peaty smokiness. Most people think when they drink Scotch that smoke that you're getting is from the peat, but actually when peat more tastes, think more like antiseptic or Band-Aid. That's like hospital taste. That's actually what peat tastes like. It's not smokiness. My favorite style of whiskey is bourbon. What bourbon is actually defined as is anything that is at least 51% corn in its mash bill, made in America, and has to be aged in virgin American white oak barrels. So a lot of people think that bourbon has to be made from Kentucky. That's actually not true. As long as it's from America, it's still classified as a bourbon. Let's just say that Kentucky makes the best bourbon. Reason being is because Kentucky actually sits upon an aquifer that is filtered through limestone. So it actually softens the water that they use to make their bourbon. So it gives it a better pH balance, gives you a better flavor, it allows all of your botanicals to open up and everything. So this is my favorite bourbon and or whiskey. Blanton's is a Kentucky bourbon. It is a small batch single barrel, and they all come with cool little pewter horses on them. And the cool thing is the horses all have the letters of Blanton's stamped on the horse. And it actually spells out Blanton's when you put them all in order, and all the horses are actually based off of Kentucky Derby horses. And I don't know if they still do it, but you used to be able to send the caps to Blanton's, and they would mount them on a board for you, so you could actually put them all if you had all of them at once. If you're looking to start drinking whiskey, it's actually really easy to do because you just kind of drink it. Best way, in my opinion, hands down, have a glass of whiskey is on a rock, on a big rock. A rock is a large chunk of ice such as this. That would be what we would call a rock. If you have the option of ordering whiskey on a rock opposed to on the rocks, I would definitely go with like on a rock. Larger rocks have less surface area, so it dilutes slower, so you're gonna water your whiskey down less, and it's gonna also keep it cold longer. Old fashioned, great way to enjoy some whiskey. Just because it's so simple, and it just highlights everything that's great about whiskey. Because you got your orange, you get a little bit of citrus, it's got some sugar, helps go down a little bit smoother. Those bitters bring everything out. It's just a great way to enjoy a really nice glass of whiskey. We do a traditional old-fashioned recipe, and how you make an old-fashioned is really important. Just because if you get a little bit too much sugar in it, you're not gonna get enough of the botanicals from the whiskey. You want to really build a cocktail that really accentuates the whiskey that you're putting in there. And I feel that our old fashions here do a really good job at that. I love Asian influenced food. And the banh mi we have here, the banh mi sandwich, is fantastic. You're getting a lot of that fattiness from the pork really helps accentuate all that whiskey goodness that you're gonna get out of it. You should eat banh mi with an old fashioned, and it will change your life. So yeah, I'm James. Come drink whiskey with me at Battle and Brew. No finger guns.